Good morning. My name is Shalu and this is Olivia. We are Richter Center Student Leaders. The Richter Center is the service and volunteering hub on campus. You are currently in the Children and Families session.
So the partners that we have present here for this session are the Bulldog Pantry, Make-A-Wish, Every Neighborhood Partnership, Wings Advocacy Fresno, WestCare, and the California Food Bank. The first question that we're going to be asking is, what is your agency's mission and purpose?
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for having us here today. My name's Jnunez. I work for Every Neighborhood Partnership. We're a local nonprofit just working here in Fresno area. Our mission and purpose. So we originally started as a partnership of connecting churches and schools. So we had churches in the community that were like adopting local elementary schools and getting volunteers involved on those school campuses on the weekend or after school or during the day. And so that's how we started back in 2008. But now we've branched out and we do a lot more. Still, I'd say school is our main focus, like helping kids have healthier, happier, wholer lives, helping teachers. I myself was a teacher before this job, so I just know how much teachers can use the extra support. We're still kid focused, but we also do a lot with residents now too. That's less volunteer focused, but more about building up resident leadership from within the community. So we do a lot, but overall our goal is just to see a happier, healthier, wholer Fresno with supported kids and supported families.
I am the regional director for what we call our South Valley region, encompassing the Kern, Kings, Inyo, and Tulare counties. And our mission and purpose, so together we create great experiences for our young children that are affected by critical illnesses in our community.
Hi there, everyone. I'm Courtney Snapp, and I'm Senior Development Manager, but my title I hold near and dear to my heart is Wish Auntie. My nephew went on a wish several years back and is now 18 and doing fabulous. So thank you for inviting us and taking the time to listen about our opportunities.
Hi, yes, I'm Jobelle Jnunez with Central California Food Bank, and what we do, we help gather food and make sure that we distribute food as much as possible to the community, as well as creating partnerships with different nonprofits. And so some of the things that we do, we partner with, Fresno State, Student Covered as well, and churches, pantries, to make sure that we are able to distribute food to the community.
And our next question that we'll be asking each person is, how do you impact the community and who do you serve?
So EMP, like I mentioned, we primarily serve elementary school campuses. So we have a few opportunities for volunteers to get involved at elementary schools. And then we also work with residents in the community. And so sometimes there's opportunities for volunteers to help with like canvassing a neighborhood cleanups. So kids and neighborhoods would be the main answer.
Next, we'll have Make-A-Wish Foundation with Ashley and Courtney.
So how we impact the community, we serve children 2.5 to 18 years old. And it's actually proven through doctors and our social workers that a wish granted, or even the process of waiting for the wish, helps with their medical journey, these wish kids' medical journeys. So as Ashley was saying, we serve critically ill children.
Next, we'll have Jobelle.
So what we do here at Central California Food Bank is with the community, again, we partner with different nonprofits, school pantries, if that's elementary school to college, churches, other community members that are interested in helping serve their neighbors. We partner with them, so we're able to distribute the food. We serve anyone from kids, seniors, to families, veterans, to families as well. So, our impact is really out there. We serve around 350,000 individuals per month. That has increased due to COVID. Previously, before COVID, it was 280,000. So there was a significant increase. And we are still seeing the effects of food insecurity in our community. And we're continuing to make those partnerships with our members throughout our 5 counties, which is Fresno, Madera, Kings, and Tulare County.
So our next question is, what volunteer opportunities does your agency have available specifically to students?
So Every Neighborhood Partnership, current volunteer opportunities, there's 3 main ones. Saturday sports, you would come out, you have to be vaccinated, but you could play with kids on a Saturday morning on an elementary school campus. You're leading like different recreation activities, serving lunch, sometimes doing crafts. So that's one opportunity on Saturday mornings. Another is literacy mentoring, and that takes place also on school campuses, and almost every single site requires vaccinations. We have one site, if you're not vaccinated, you can potentially help at. But that would be helping during the school day with kids on their early reading skills. And there's also a few opportunities for after school as well. So that's kind of anytime 8 to 5, helping kids with literacy. And then the final opportunity is virtual literacy mentoring. So you're doing some of those same things you would have done in the classroom, but you're just doing it online with kids. And that one obviously does not require vaccination because you're all online. That would be primarily in the afternoons and evenings. So after kids get home from school, they'd be meeting with you online, basically doing one-on-one virtual tutoring. So those are our main opportunities. You can also check out servefresno.org. We help run that website, and that has a lot of opportunities that are both like with us and with other nonprofits that are usually like one-time things. So there'll be like one-time cleanup days, one-time different activities. So yeah, check out servefresno.org for those.
We do have 2 what we call external events. So it's someone else throwing an event and we're the beneficiary. One of them is a sprint car race called Trophy Cup. Super fun. It's October 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. And there are different volunteer slot opportunities throughout 3 of those days. And again, I'll put that in the chat. And that is super fun, very fast paced. They will have the volunteers wearing masks, and they did request vaccinated preferred. And then the golf tournament is NGC Construction and DR Horton. They're putting on an inaugural golf tournament benefiting Make-A-Wish. That's down at the Visalia Country Club on November 15th. It's a Monday. And there's about 10 slots right now for 2 different morning or afternoon slot. Yeah, and then as Ashley had mentioned, our wish granting. A lot of our Fresno State students that either intern with us or volunteer with us do eventually become wish granters. You do need to be 21 years old, but that is a whole different process as well. And I'll put that link to sign up for more information on that and get in touch with our senior volunteer manager for wish granting. And our wish granting currently is all virtual, meaning you would be meeting with the families on Zoom.
So what volunteer opportunities we do have, we have our distribution center Monday through Friday. We have 2 shifts. That's from 8 a.m. to 10:30 and 11 to 1:30. And you'll be helping on our new pack line, sorting produce, checking for high quality product and making sure we bag that and we can give that out to our community, as well as assembling meal boxes in our distribution center. So making sure we're able to pack our emergency meals if that's all shelf stable items. Then we have our groceries to go program. That is our pantry, on-site pantry here on North and Cedar Avenue. And we are able to give out food, kind of a drive up way. People make an appointment online and volunteers will help either answer phones, set up appointments for individuals to come here and pick up. And we need volunteers to put that in their bags. There is a volunteer orientation once a month for our groceries to go. And that is the first Saturday of the month at 9 o'clock. And we do a training there and kind of get people interested and to know what our groceries to go program is. We also have various food district community food distributions that is listed on our website as well. And so depending on where there's a need, a couple sites might be Emmanuel Lutheran Church, which is the first Monday of the month, and that is here in Fresno or Easton, California. So you could always check out our website. We have 3 opportunities out there. We are also doing another special food, our Saturday sorts, and that is the first Saturday of the month from 8 to 12. And again, we are assembling meal boxes and backpacks. So we have our backpack program where we are packing emergency meals for students in 10 sites and making sure that goes out to the community as well. Some of the schools you might have heard of here in Fresno are like Webster Elementary School, and making sure that goes to them. And then we also have some office volunteer opportunities. That one you can always email myself. My email, I'll provide it on the chat, and that is Jnunez at ccfoodbank.org. And if you're interested in helping in the office, we do have some different opportunities kind of throughout the year.
And the next question would be, what is the process for getting started as a volunteer at your agency? Jnunez, if you want to take this one first.
Basically, just go to our website and fill out the volunteer application. And then one of us will be in touch with you about the next steps from there. So then from there, you'd come to a training and then get fingerprinted, and we guide you through all that, and no cost for fingerprinting or anything. So fill out the volunteer app and then we'll be in touch.
I think I touched on this earlier, but I'm putting everything in the chat. And next that I'm going to put in the chat is how to sign up to volunteer for something besides events, which would be the wish granting and or an office volunteer. Currently, we are not having office volunteers, but just for reference for the future. And then we do have a senior volunteer manager, Stacy Grimes, who could not make it today. So you would be working with Stacy as to how you'd like to move forward with your volunteer efforts for Make-A-Wish. Thanks so much.
You can go to our website, which is ccfoodbank.org/volunteer, and sign up for any of our volunteer opportunities that are available online. That is live signups, and you just do an application or a profile, and there you can sign up for any of the opportunities. For Groceries to Go, you can sign up for the volunteer orientation, and once you've completed that orientation, you can go to one of our sites and help with our pantry sites for Groceries to Go. And then we have office volunteering that if you are interested, just create a profile online and then email us if that's something you wanted help in our office. We are limited for space as well, and trying to limit the number of people in our office at this moment. So again, our website has all the information, and that's ccfoodbank.org/volunteer. And that is it.
And the final question for this session is, what are current COVID protocols that your agency has in place, and how does it affect service opportunities? I know most of you mentioned vaccines, so if there's anything else, please feel free to share.
So like I said earlier, 2 things: Saturday sports and literacy mentoring on campus. Almost every site require vaccination for both of those. You also have to be masked the whole time and try to wipe down surfaces in between meeting with different kids. You can volunteer though online currently without vaccination, and of course no mask, you're all online. So yeah, those are the 3 opportunities.
At Trophy Cup, which is the October event in Tulare, they are requiring masks except for when you're on break or eating, of course. And then prefer vaccination is the verbiage we're using, prefer.
So for us, as long as if you are vaccinated, you do not need to wear a mask. We are following Cal OSHA guidelines. So if that does change, we will start to require everyone to wear masks. But at this point, we are allowing anyone who has not been vaccinated to volunteer, but we prefer everyone to wear a mask. If you have not been vaccinated into our distribution center, everyone will need to wear gloves and then wash their hands before and after coming into our facility as well, and then making sure that they wipe down any equipment or equipment that they do touch with our disinfecting wipes. And then but again, we are trying to social distance as well, so we do have limited space, and that's why we require everyone to sign up online, and we do not have any walk-ins, just so we know who is coming in. We also do a temperature check, a touchless temperature checks in our facility. So anyone entering our building will get temperature checked, and then anyone with a fever or high temperature will be asked to leave and quarantine, and then not come back until they are done with their fever or feeling better.